Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tracy and today's upload is a long overdue weekly weigh-in update. So I haven't uploaded a video in a couple of weeks, and thank you to everybody who has messaged me through Instagram and my email address. Everything is fine now, but the last couple of weeks have been a bit of a stressful time, let's just say. Actually, not even the last couple of weeks. The last week has been fine, really. Where do I start? So, okay, my last weekly weigh-in update, I said we were going out for a meal for my dad's birthday, which happened. That was fine. That was an off-plan meal that I'd planned. Monday and Tuesday that week were absolutely fine, but I started to, feel a little bit like I was coming down with something. My throat was really scratchy. I was constantly clearing my throat. It's just, by the way, I did not think it was coronavirus or anything like that. It wasn't. But by Wednesday, it had got a lot worse. I was coughing a lot, and the nose, I was choked up with, I got choked up with a cold, right? So, I think it was Wednesday, I wasn't on plan the whole day. I really was craving noodles, which seems to happen when I'm feeling under the weather. I would just want instant noodles. So I think most of that day I ate instant noodles, and the same on the Thursday, instant noodles, because that is what I crave. It's what I seem to crave when I'm not feeling well or I'm feeling under the weather. Also, it's just so much easier to eat when you've got a sore throat and stuff. They just slide down like little worms, which gives me the boke when I think about it, but they just slide down when you're not feeling well. But at that point, I had still planned to do my weigh-in and do my weigh-in update and everything that weekend. On Friday, we got some bad news. Bad news that had a happy ending though, so don't be worried or anything, but my granny, who is 80 this year, she got rushed to hospital from Tesco of all places. She'd went to do her shopping with her husband and his son, and her legs stopped working. That's how she described it to me. Her legs just stopped working, so the Tesco staff were really, really good, took care of her and phoned an ambulance, and they looked after her until the ambulance arrived, and they took her into hospital, and they discovered that she had low sodium, which doesn't sound like it's a bad thing, but when I was a carer, and I never said this to any of my family actually, because I didn't want to worry them, when I was a carer, one of my clients got taken into hospital with the same thing, low sodium, and they never came out, they passed away. They obviously had other health issues and stuff, but they passed away, and all I could think when I got told my granny was in hospital with low sodium was, oh my god, I totally freaked out because of what happened with my client a few years ago. So I was freaking out. I freaked out big time actually. I completely took this transformation on of Tracy from 2018 before I started Slimming World, and I just started eating everything in sight. I was binge eating, I was emotional eating, I was stress eating for that whole weekend because I was choked with a cold and I couldn't even go in and see my granny, which was even more stressful because I couldn't go in and just see her for myself and see how she was for myself. I think if I was able to go in straight away and see her, I would have been feeling a little bit better about things, because when I did eventually get to see her, I just felt such a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. She was just sitting up doing a crossword puzzle, which is what my granny does. My granny does lots of crossword puzzles, and she was just sitting, she wasn't even in her bed or anything, and she was hooked up to some fluids and that. I got to see her on the Monday, so Friday she went in and I went to see her on the Monday. I didn't care about the cold or anything, but also over the weekend she had been in the she didn't need to be, it was just because there was a space there. She was in the ICU, is that what we call it, ICU? That might be the American term for it, but she was in our equivalent in Britain to that. And I obviously couldn't go in there when I was choked up with a cold because the other patients in there, they just didn't need my germs. But my granny was there because not because she was needing to be there, just because that's where there was a space for her, and then they eventually moved her to another ward, so I was able to go in and see her. And I did go in, because by Monday I was almost pulling my hair out with stress and worry. I was just so stressed about it. It's my little granny. I've never known my granny to be in hospital. And according to my mum, she has been, but I've just not been aware of it. It might have been when I was really young, or before I was even born, she has been in hospital. But to me, I've never known my granny. I know she has problems with her blood pressure and stuff like that, but that's all taken care of through the doctors and through her medication and stuff there. She's never actually been rushed to hospital. It was really scary, and I have a smile on my face, I know I do, but I'm just trying to explain it the best way I can, and I don't think I'm doing a good job of it, but it was scary. And I think even if she had been in hospital before, it would have still been pretty scary, because I had that whole thing at the back of my head that my client died of low sodium. They got taken into hospital with low sodium and they never came back out. And I was just freaking out because of that more than anything. But like I said, I did get to see her on the Monday, and she was just sitting there doing her little crossword puzzle as per usual, which is what she's usually doing when I walk into her house. So it just made me feel so much better about things. The only thing that I did notice that was a little bit off was that she was quite confused. She asked me, like, I was there for about 2 hours for the visit, and she asked me about 4 times during that visit, has Ali started high school yet? She was quite confused. So that was still a little bit worrisome. But the nurse did say it was sort of to be expected in that. So Granny did get out. She got out on the Wednesday, and I was actually visiting her when she got picked up from her stepson, and I went back home with her. And there was another little incident when she was walking from getting out the car and getting to the house, and that she was like rich and dry heaving, or boking as we say in Scotland, and that was quite, she was ready to be out of hospital. So I stayed with her for like a good 2 or 3 hours after that, just to make sure everything was all right. And I think she just, I don't know, it was just a bit of anxiety and stuff that had caused that. So I have been to see her several times since then, because I'm still quite worried about her. And every time I see her, she's getting better and better, and a bit less confused, I mean, some confusion at her age. I mean, she's nearly 80. It happens, doesn't it? I have noticed over the past year or so that she is a little bit confused, but that's just part and parcel of growing older. And it's nothing that has been really worrying. And I think now that we know how confused she got when she was in the hospital and that, I think I will be visiting her a lot more than I was in the first place, and also keeping an eye out on how confused she is. Like, is it normal granny confusion for her age and stuff, or is it might be something else? She's been well looked after by her husband's side of the family, and by ours obviously, but her husband's side of the family, they live really close, and they're like taking them in meals every day and just taking good care of them. She's also had physio appointments from the physio at the hospital, and they came out to the house. Like, the people from the hospital came out to her house and like assessed what she would need around the house because of her mobility issues and what happened with her legs. And even now, like, this was only 2 weeks ago today, she was actually still in the hospital. So in just over a week of her getting out of hospital, she's got a proper walker for outside. She's got a walker for inside her house. It's slightly smaller, and it has a little tray on it, so she's able to move stuff from room to room. And she's not got it yet, but they've already got plans to get a ramp installed outside the house. So she's kind of housebound at the minute. But I mean, she's got, like I said, she's got lots of people visiting her every day. So if we need to take her stuff, she can phone one of us if she knows we're coming. And can you get me this? On Friday, was it Friday? Yeah, Friday I went to see her after work, and she's like, I need bin liners, and Tam needs strawberry jam for his toast. He's run out of strawberry jam for his toast. So yes, it's been stressful, but I'm just so happy she's out, and I'm so glad that she's better. And I could have recorded a video the weekend that she was taken into hospital, because I wasn't able to go and see her that weekend because of my cold. But I just couldn't, guys. I just couldn't. My head just wasn't in it. It wasn't in the right place. I was so flipping just My anxiety was through the roof, just sitting worrying about it, waiting for news and that. I just couldn't do it. You know, YouTube is just a hobby for me. It's not something that I ever think that I'm going to make money from or do as a job full time or part time even. It's just a hobby for me, and just sometimes when things like this happen, or like a couple of months ago when it was my knees that were bothering me and stuff like that, YouTube just has to be the last priority stuff. So from a Slimming World perspective, that whole weekend that I couldn't see my granny and she was in the hospital, I went absolutely AWOL from a Slimming World. I ate a lot. I'm the type of person that when I'm stressed, I do stress eat and emotionally eat and things like that. I haven't done it since I started Slimming World, as far as I can remember. Not like that anyway, not like I did that weekend. I just ate so much, and I wish I was the type of person that when I was stressed or had really bad anxiety that I didn't eat, because that's what Mark's like, my friend Mark, that's what he gets like. When he's worried about something, he can eat for the life of him, and I wish I was like that, but I'm the opposite of him. I eat everything in sight. We had, I think for just that weekend alone, we had 2 takeaways, and I was just like, Ali, I need crisps, I need chocolate. I don't even eat chocolate. I like very, very rarely. Usually maybe a bar at the time of the month, I would eat chocolate, but I just wanted chocolate, I wanted crisps, I wanted bread, I wanted all the bad food. I just wanted everything. I didn't want it, I just felt that I needed it. I didn't need it either, but I just felt that I did at the time. So the Friday to the Monday, I was just eating so much. Even on the Monday when I'd been to see her at the hospital, and I felt the weight lifted off my shoulders, that I'd actually seen her and I seen that she was actually fine, she was doing good. And I was a lot less stressed after I seen her on the way home, because Mark picked me up for the hospital. On the way home we stopped at Domino's and got a takeaway, because it was like 9 o'clock at night. No, it wasn't, it was like 8 o'clock by the time I left the hospital. I hadn't even fed Ali or that before I go. That was another issue, because I could go and visit my granny at any time from 12 o'clock till 8 o'clock on the Monday, and I wanted to go as soon as I could. But what happened that day was the gas engineer was due between 8 and 1 in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning and 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They were due between that time slot to come and fix the heating in my bedroom and the timer on my clock. And they didn't turn up till like 4 o'clock. So I couldn't go and see my gran till later. So by the time he left, I think it was like 5:30, 6 o'clock by the time I got to see my gran. I didn't get anything ready for dinner. I just went. Ali says, "It's alright Mum, I'll just have some toast and you can get me something on the way home." We ended up with a Domino's, which was lovely. I love the cheeseburger pizza at Domino's. And then on the Tuesday and Wednesday, I wasn't binge eating or anything like that. I just wasn't in the right headspace to think about Slimming World. I was still quite worried. I mean, not all my worries didn't go away just because I'd seen my gran. I was still quite worried about her. I just felt a lot better, a lot less stress about it after I'd seen her. But I just wasn't in the right headspace to think about Slimming World. I didn't binge eat or stress eat or anything. I just wanted easy oven ready meals that I could just chuck in the oven and just, were just easy. I didn't want to cook, I just wanted to chuck something in the oven, and I'm sure we all have days like that. I just didn't want to think about my food. And then she got out of the hospital on the Wednesday, and I was thinking about, I'll try and be good on Thursday. I'll try and be really good on Thursday. And that didn't happen, because so if I'd uploaded a video the Sunday my gran was in hospital, I would have been able to tell you that I wouldn't have been uploading a video last week anyway, because last week, actually on the Monday that I went to see my gran, it was my mum's 60th birthday. And I had planned to go and see her last Friday for the weekend, just spend some time with her. I did originally want to take her out for a meal, but she's not doing good herself, guys. She's got COPD and she's just not feeling great at the minute, especially with everything that was going on with Granny. And she says, I'd just rather get a takeaway. So I did go out last Friday and I ordered us all a nice big Indian takeaway, which was lovely, amazing. I mean, it was expensive, but it wasn't as expensive as I thought it was going to be for 7 of us. And it was actually, the Indian food that we got was where I was planning on taking her out for her 60th anyway, so it was like, I mean, we got to eat it in the comfort of our home. My mum felt comfortable. Yeah, and it was actually a really lovely weekend, and I wouldn't have been uploading a video last weekend anyway. It was nice, it was actually relaxing, and I was still worried about Gran. But the last time I had seen her before I went to my mum's on the Thursday, she was so much better, just being at home and that, and she just seemed, the big difference between her from Wednesday to Thursday even, just in 24 hours, was a lot. Like, she had seemed just so much more her normal self, because I think if she'd still seemed as a little bit confused as she was on Wednesday, I think I might have ended up not going to my mum's for the whole weekend. I would have been a little bit too stressed about it. But I was relaxed. And I knew people were going to visit her, like my brothers and my step aunties. And my family's confusing, guys. I'm not even going to go try and explain it all to you. But yeah, I knew they had people visiting them, and my step aunties were taking them in food. And even Tam's son was taking them in food. I went in, I think it was on Monday I went in, and he'd taken them in some soup for their lunch and that. So I did know that I was going to be off plan last weekend. So I ended up just not being on plan the Thursday as well. I just thought there's no point. But by Monday I will get back on plan. I will sort myself out and get back on plan. And that is what happened. I didn't weigh myself on Monday because I was too scared. I hold my hands up. I probably should have weighed myself just to see what I was then to what I was yesterday on Saturday morning when I weighed myself, but I just didn't. By the way, I'm really sorry if the light's shocking at the minute. It's like the sun's going in and out, and the light in my bedroom's not working. It's blue. It blew when we had the storms a few weeks ago, and then I put another bulb in and it blew again. So there's something wrong with the electrics in my bedroom, the light electrics. Yeah, so I'm having to use the natural light. I don't like using the ring light. I think it casts funny shadows on my face. But I'm really sorry if the lighting's bad, or if it's just like too overexposed. Is it too overexposed? Where was I? So yeah, I did get back on plan on the Monday. It wasn't as easy as I usually find it, you know, if I've had a little cheat meal, because I had basically had almost 2 weeks off. Had it been 2 weeks? I think the Monday and Tuesday and the Thursday, was it the Thursday? No, the Monday and Tuesday definitely that week. After my last weigh-in, I was definitely on plan. And that might have been the last time I was on plan. And so it was like 2 weeks. Just under 2 weeks. So I had 2 full weeks off plan. That's not good. But at the same time, I'm a realist. I don't think I'm always going to come off plan and be eating as much as I did this last 2 week period, that whole weekend period that I knew my gran was in hospital. I don't think I'm ever going to be as bad as that any time that I come off plan. But I am a realist, and I know that I am always going to have these struggles with my weight and what I eat and things like that, and I have tried to change it and it just doesn't. So I have to be more real and think I stay on plan most of the time, and then I have maybe a little cheat meal once in a while, or I'll have a little, even if I do fall off plan for 2 weeks, that happens. But as long as I can keep getting back on plan at some point, have words with myself. And you guys, if this happens, feel free to have words with me as well. In the future, for the next however many years that I have left on this planet, I am always going to have these battles with myself and with food. And I think the only way that I can maybe cure it is to be hypnotised, because I have tried so many ways over the last 20 years to not love food as much as I do, and not binge eat and not eat all the crap. And it's just, the more stress I put on myself to not eat that stuff, the more disciplined I try to be, the more I want it. And I'm always going to have this battle. So I try to be more relaxed with myself as I get older, and realise that this is how I'm going to live my life for however long. And you guys have heard me say it before, I will be on Summer World for God knows however long. I don't think I'm going to get to Target and that's my life set. I'm at this weight forever. I know it's not, because I know that I will pig out once in a while. I'll have cheap meals once in a while. I'll eat the food that I do want to eat once in a while. And that's not to say that I don't want to eat the Summer World food, because I do really like a lot of the meals that I make. But sometimes I just don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it if it's on plan. Not right now. Right now I am determined that I'm staying on plan. But I mean, I know in the future, oh sorry. I'm sorry for shaking the camera. I'm not actually saying sorry at the stand. I know in the future I'm not going to want to be on plan 100% of the time. I know I'm going to have those days where I'm just off plan and I just want an oven ready meal. Or even sometimes life's just going to throw me a curveball like it did a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to want to eat everything in sight. I know this is me, and I'm comfortable that when it happens, I'm not like, oh, this is so bad, I'm undoing everything that I've worked for the last year and blah blah blah. I'm just like, I know I'll get back on plan. I know even at my most stressy state that I was that weekend, I know that I'll get back on plan at some point. I know that I'm not going to undo everything that I've worked for the last year. And I hope that makes sense, because I know I'm just babbling. I know I'm just babbling. All I'm saying is, this is me going forward for life, basically. And that's alright. I'm a realist. I know that's how it's going to be. Oh, by the way, just want to mention that the week that I had my sore throat, and I could feel the sore throat and I was craving noodles and that, I also really wanted ice cream because I just felt that it would help my throat a bit. So I was trying to be good, and I knew I was being bad with the noodles, but I was trying not to be too bad at this point. This is before Granny went in the hospital. So I asked Mark if he would pick me up some Halo Top ice cream from Tesco. And I was like, £5 for a tub of ice cream, and it wasn't even a big tub of ice cream, but I was like, I'm trying to be good. So he picked me up some salted caramel Halo Top from Tesco, and I can't remember how many sins it was that I scooped out and put in a bowl and that, and I took one mouthful of it and it was flipping disgusting. Those that are loving Halo Top ice cream and recommend it for people and all that, it's vile, it's disgusting. I was not a fan. And then I thought, well, maybe it's just me. So Ali also had a bowl and he was like, nah, there's something wrong with that ice cream. So Ali didn't like it either. So we ended up wasting £5 worth of ice cream. I just ended up having to chuck it out. And I've never heard anybody say that Halo Top is disgusting before. Everybody that has it recommends it and say it's brilliant and it's so much like real ice cream, and it's not. It has the weirdest aftertaste in the world. It was like a cardboardy taste, actually. Like aftertaste. It was not good. I do not recommend Halo Top ice cream, especially the salted caramel one, because that's the one that I tried. I don't know about the other flavours, but after trying that one, I don't feel that I can try the other flavours. So that's my thoughts on Halo Top. So let's talk about why we're all here this week, to find out what I have lost or gained or whatever the last couple of weeks. I was terrified to step on the scales. I know, like I said earlier, I should have stepped on the scales on Monday to see where it started after my couple of weeks off plan, but I didn't. I just waited till the Saturday, till I'd had some time to lose some of the bad stuff, and I was not feeling good. This was different from after the Christmas break. Christmas, I think I was off plan for like 3 weeks or something, but I wasn't binge eating. I was just eating when I was hungry. I was having lunches and dinners. It wasn't proper binge eating. It's not good, guys. It's really, really not good. Oh, the sun's shining again. So I gained £4.5 in a 2-week period. It probably, let's be realistic, it was more than that. I hate to see how much more than that was on Monday. But over that 2-week period, I did gain £4.5. That is crazy. Like, it's really scary how fast weight goes on compared to how slow it comes off. It's ridiculous. So I lose, on average, £1 a week. yeah, for this year it's mostly been £1 a week I've been losing. And that's with a lot of effort and all that going into eating the right food and staying on plan and everything, and then come off plan for 2 weeks. I can't click my fingers. I clicked my fingers. I can't do it. Come off plan for 2 weeks and boom, there's all your weight back on. So here's the plan, guys. Oh, it's went really dark again. On the 5th of April, it is WrestleMania Sunday. If you've been watching since for the last year, you'll know my brother and I, we always celebrate, we always watch WrestleMania and we always celebrate it. We have a buffet and it's like one of our Christmases. We absolutely love it. I don't really watch wrestling any other time of the year apart from WrestleMania. It's been a tradition of mine and my brother Andrew's for the last God knows how many years, and over the last few years we've started to get the boys in. He's got 2 boys and I've got Ali, and they watch it. And actually even my sisters, because it's usually on during the Easter break and my sisters come and stay with me for a week during the Easter break, they've been watching it as well. So it's like a big family occasion, and we usually have a nice big buffet. And last year I was off plan for it, and this year I plan on being off plan for it too. Especially because this year WrestleMania, like I said, it's on the 5th of April, which is my brother Andrew's birthday. And even better, guys, not that you're interested in wrestling, but this year the guy who's in the main event of WrestleMania is from frickin' Ayrshire. A Scots guy is in the main event of WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar. So we have a lot to celebrate this WrestleMania. If it goes ahead, it's still up in the air at the minute because they have cancelled practically every gathering over 500 people in America at the minute. In fact, America is very close to lockdown at the minute. They have released a statement saying they have no plans to cancel it, and if there is any big issues with it, they're going to do something. They're going to transfer it somewhere else, and I don't know, I think they're pretty hopeful that it's still going to go ahead. So big things happening for this WrestleMania. I know you guys aren't interested in WrestleMania, but for me it's exciting because this is my family tradition, mine and my brother Andrew's. Me and Andrew will be in our 60s and 70s, however long we'll last for, and we will still be watching WrestleMania in April and having our little buffet feast. It might be in a nursing home, but we'll still be doing it, right? So anyway, my plan for Slimming World is no cheat days until WrestleMania. No cheat days. In fact, that week, there's a couple of weeks in April. I'm not going to be off plan for a couple of weeks, but I've got the WrestleMania and I've got a possible trip to somewhere that involves fast food. And also I've got my niece's 10th birthday and she wants to go to Cosmos. So she's never been before, so she's seen the videos where I took Zach to Cosmo for his 10th birthday last year, and Ali's birthday at Cosmo last year as well was at, yeah, so she's wanting to go to Cosmo because she's seen the videos. So I've got that in April. I think that's, well, her birthday's the 13th, but I think we're going on the 17th because on the 13th she's at school. Yeah, so there's a couple of things in April. So I'm trying to, I am going to be really good. What I'm doing is, because I haven't actually done any batch cooking for a while. I haven't even made like my big pot of speedy spag bol. You know, things that I like to have things in the freezer for when something happens, or if I'm not feeling good, I can just pull it out and chuck it in the microwave. I didn't have anything like that. So I have been, like the other day we had chicken tikka kebabs, and I've made a whole other extra portion of chicken that we can have one night for dinner, or if something happens I can just pull them out and we can just have them with some rice or whatever. And the same, I did make my speedy spag bol this month, and there's been other stuff. I think like when I'm making something anyway, I'm trying to double the portion and have stuff that I can chuck in the freezer. The only problem is that I keep running out of freaking tubs. Like I need more tubs as usual. So I am back on plan now. I've been back on plan since Monday. It has been really hard, and something that I never mentioned earlier on was that it's my time of the month. It's Star Week. So I think that's why I've probably struggled a bit more. Plus I had 2 full weeks off plan. Like it's bound to be hard. Yeah, but Star Week, and it's not been a great one either. It's been pretty painful, and it hasn't been bad in the sense that I want to eat everything. It's just that when I want something, I'm wanting bad stuff, you know, typical Star Week behaviour things. So I don't know, maybe that's added a little bit extra weight or something. Maybe it's not exactly 4.5 pounds that I put on, because I do feel like a ton of lead at the minute. I feel really heavy. Not like, it's not like a bloated heavy though. I don't feel bloated. I just feel like really like a ton of lead. What is it? What's the saying? Is that a ton of lead? Is that the saying? I don't think it is, but yeah, I just feel really heavy, not bloated, but heavy. Like I'm being weighed down by star wheat. There is so much more I could talk about in this video, but I think I've spoke about a lot. I've done my usual rambling. I haven't even, got into this whole coronavirus pandemic thing, which worldwide hysteria that's going on at the minute. Jesus, I am terrified for people like my mum and my stepmom and my auntie who all have COPD, and my granny who's just literally just out of hospital, and her husband. I'm terrified for all these people, but I'm not worried about me. If I have to quarantine myself from those people, I will do it because I love those people. But also, I'm not buying up every freaking toilet roll on the planet. I was in Tesco on Friday picking up my granny's bin liners and her strawberry jam, and it was so much busier than it was at Christmas. Like, it was ridiculous. In fact, it was worse than Christmas because there was nothing on the shelves. There's no pasta, there's no chickens. Why the freaking hell is there no chickens on the shelf? There was no toilet roll, obviously. There was no tissues. Kitchen roll, people are planning on wiping their backsides with rough kitchen towels. Obviously, there's no hand wash. I'm happy that I have a couple of anti-vax. I usually buy the kind of things from Poundland and that anyway. So I'm happy that I have some of them. I don't have time to talk about this coronavirus thing at the minute. I really don't. But it's people are going nuts, and I'm so happy. Maybe I would feel different, but last Monday, when I came back from my mum's and that, I got my monthly shop. So I feel like I have plenty of things. I don't have enough toilet roll. When I did go into Aldi to pick up my toilet roll, my usual 24 pack, I could only get a 9 pack. So if we do have to self-isolate for 2 weeks, we're maybe not going to have enough toilet roll. So maybe that's probably why I'm not feeling as panicked as everybody else, because I have my monthly shopping, and I know if we do have to self-isolate for 2 weeks, I already have enough food in the house. I will say though that I had the worst period pains yesterday, and I was in Morrison's just trying to get paracetamol or ibuprofen, and I couldn't. There was nothing on the shelves. So I really feel bad for the people that do need these things. There was also a woman in Tesco on Friday who said that she needs paracetamol because she's got an illness and she's constantly in pain, and one of the things she needs is paracetamol, and she doesn't get them from the doctor on prescription because it costs the NHS a lot more money to give people paracetamol when you can buy them for 50p at the shop. But she's saying I'm going to have to get them from the doctor because there's nothing on the shelves. So I'm going to leave it there for this week. Maybe we'll talk more about coronavirus next week. Who knows what's going to happen in the next week. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, good job. Let me know how all you guys are doing and how you're all feeling about this COVID-19 thing that's happening. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.